Hey everyone, what's up? I hope all of you are doing really well. So my recent video on the first year roadmap for college student did really well, and a lot of you actually reached out to me to post a second year college roadmap. And in this video, I am going to do exactly that in continuation with the first year roadmap. But what about third and fourth years? You can still follow this roadmap videos. The only thing is you will have less time to complete all of these things. So having said that, without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, so a quick recap of the first year college roadmap video where I talked about that you need to learn a programming language really well, and my opinion was that you should choose C or C++ along with learning basics of HTML and CSS and basics of data structures. By this time, you should be conversant with implementing all the data structures from scratch, preferably in C or C++. If you haven't checked out that video on first year roadmap where I've done a detailed analysis semester wise, please go and check that video after you've watched this video till the very end. I will attach the link in the description down below. Okay, so now you are in your third semester, that is your second year of college. A lot of exciting times because you have just given the first 2 semesters and your juniors would be coming in. So now you are no more a freshman, you are now a senior. So a lot of exciting things that happens in second year of college. So let's not get there, but directly jump to the things that you need to master if you want to be a software engineer at some point in the future. So this semester I divided into 2 parts. One is your DSA, your problem solving skills, which I'm going to talk about at a later point of time. And the other part is development. Yes, you have to learn both. You cannot just choose dev or DSA. Okay, you have to learn both. Both are equally important. So in this semester, you have to master JavaScript and get into the depth of things. Remember in the last video, I talked about that get a know-how of how JavaScript works, like what are the basic syntaxes and all. In this semester, we would go a bit deep. So we will understand how callback functions work, promises, async, await, and closures. Also, we have to cover topics like event loop, hoisting, and scope chaining. This will be very helpful when you would be making front-end applications. There are multiple resources that you can follow, but personally, I have followed Akshay Saini's Namaste JavaScript playlist. It is something that has helped me a lot, and I would highly suggest you to follow that. Alternatively, if you want me to make some videos on JavaScript, do let me know down in comments, and I am always up for making tutorials. But I want that initiativeness and enthusiasm coming from you guys. Okay, so now it's time to learn a framework in action after you are comfortable with JavaScript. Currently, there are a couple of frameworks that exist in the market: React, Angular, Vue, but my personal preference would be React because it is something that is widely used in the industry. So learn concepts like components, props versus state, hooks, lifecycle methods, context, and if possible, also learn state management with Redux too. Now, Redux is not really a part of React, but it's a different concept altogether, but it will help you to enhance your web development toolkit. Now at this point, when you're done with JavaScript and React, you should start making small projects. You can start by building basic website clones like an YouTube clone or maybe a Netflix clone. These are the popular ones, and you can start building one of your own. So apply your HTML, CSS knowledge. If you're struggling with HTML, CSS, no need to worry. Just take help of any LLM like a ChatGPT or a Gemini or a Claude, right? And on top of that, try to build the applications using React. And if you are getting stuck, use again LLMs to help you out. You have the power of LLMs. It's an AI world, so try to harness it, but don't just ask the LLM to do everything and then show it as a project. Then you won't learn anything. Just try to debug first on your own, and if you're unable to do it, then take help. Also, it's very important to understand the web development fundamentals. It's a very basic thing which a lot of people miss. Understand how the internet works, what is a client-server model, HTTP, REST APIs, DNS, hostings, and also learn Git and try to build in public. Whatever projects are making, be it any simple projects, just make it a point to push it into your GitHub repo and then try to showcase on LinkedIn, Twitter, etc., and you can also tag me. So this was about the web development part. This should be enough for your third semester. Now coming to the DSA. So since you are learning React, JavaScript, so you are going development heavy. So I would keep the DSA for this particular semester very light. So for DSA, you start applying the data structures that you learned in the second sem. So start solving problems easy to medium. No need to go to hard level as of now. For now, go easy or medium on topics like arrays, strings, maps, sets, stacks, queues, linked list. Also solve problems on sorting algorithms, two pointers, priority queue, trees, bit manipulation. Platform to use, LeetCode, HackerRank, or Codeforces if you're interested in CP. Now, just a disclaimer, CP is not mandatory. Only do CP if you're really interested into it. Otherwise, just follow this roadmap and it will help you a lot. You balance out your development and your data structure algorithms problem solving. It will help you a lot. CP is not mandatory. Again, CP is just a thing which you will do if you're really interested into it. Okay, so now the fourth semester is the place where your dev plus your DSA synergy begins. It's also a semester where you start taking things seriously, especially if you want to crack that summer internship after the end of your fourth semester, right? And this is also a time where you will try building projects and you will try skimming through the entire DSA syllabus. So let's take a look. First, if I was you, I would learn the MongoDB basics, learn about collections, understand what a NoSQL is, understand the basics of database, tables, schemas, etc. Now, you also have to learn one more framework of JavaScript, that is express.js, because now we are slowly delving into full stack development, and now in this semester, we are going to see the backend side of things. So we'll learn basic routing, middleware, REST API creation, etc. and combine this with your React knowledge to build full stack apps. So try now, after you're done with this, try building end-to-end projects with MERN full stack. So this MERN stack is a popular coin term where M is equals to MongoDB, the database, E equals to Express.js, the server framework, your R is the React, that is a front end, and N is your Node.js. Node.js is also something that you have to learn. Now, when you're making projects, try as much as you can to find a real world use case and make a project that solves that real world use case. That will really enhance your resume and portfolio a lot. While making projects, try to integrate authentication, add routes, deploy to platforms like Render or Vercel. And since it's the world of AI, I would highly recommend you to spice your projects up with Gen AI. Like, you can take an existing project and you can add a simple feature like a recommendation system on top of it. So I will give you a very basic example for a project. So use a free weather API that is available, then feed that info into GPT to suggest what to wear, places to go, or make travel plans according to the weather. So this can be an interesting project, just an idea. You can get many such ideas. Okay, now coming to the DSA part, start solving problems on binary search, dynamic programming, graphs. I have an entire playlist on graphs. So you can just go to that playlist and you would be very confident when it comes to graphs. Also, there is a DSA pattern playlist. You can give it a watch to understand what sort of problems you need to solve from a particular topic to master that particular topic. Okay, so now continuing, after graphs, do trees, tries, sliding window, greedy. Solve 200 to 300 problems by the end of the semester. And this will really help you to reach a point where you're quite confident with your DSA. Now, if this sounds a bit overwhelming, and I know you will have your third and fourth semester in between, and third semester winter break is not for a long duration, it's fine to carry over certain things because you are going to get a summer break between your first and second year. That's going to be a long break. So utilize that, right? And also, if you carry forward things, if you're not able to complete things on time, also use the gap between the second and the third year, and in that case you are okay if you don't do an internship. You can do an internship to get an industry experience. Over there you will learn things on the go, so you might not have the opportunity to sit back and learn things one by one. You will just be thrown into the pond and you have to just learn swimming on the go. So that way also you can do, but DSA is something you have to keep on practicing. So yeah, let's take a look by the end of the second year what all we have achieved and where do we stand. You have covered 95% of your DSA. You have built multiple projects with end-to-end tech stack, that is MERN. You have learned 2 programming languages, C++ for DSA and JS for dev, and you have also dabbled in Gen AI to give an edge to all the projects that you have made. Don't feel overwhelmed if you are not able to complete all the things, because still you have 2 years left, or at least a year left to sit before your placements. Now, third year, right? What do we do in our third year? That's when we go into learning Java. Oops, that's an interesting language altogether. Widely used in the industries and top MNCs. We'll dig deep into CS fundamentals like databases, operating systems, networking, and also would try making production grade projects. So if you want a third year roadmap, comment down below on this video, and I would be coming soon with a third year roadmap in continuation with this first and second year roadmap. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm very close to my 100k subscribers, which is a very special feeling for me. I was not aware, someone commented it out, and then I was like, oh, okay, I'm very close to my 100k subscribers. So we'll do something special and I reach 100k. Let's see. I don't have anything planned as of now, but for now, please help me in reaching that mark. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you feel my content is helping you out in any way. Having said that, don't forget to let me know down in comments if you want the third year roadmap or you have any doubts specific to this particular roadmap or the previous roadmap, the first year roadmap. I will see you in some other video. Till then, stay safe and goodbye.